I got an important reminder for you here. Size does not determine beauty. Let me repeat it. Size does not determine beauty. You are beautiful. What's in here is beautiful. You keep making the world a more beautiful place. Keep spreading your light. Let the haters hate, but bring light to this world.
And say, well, you're healthy and all you do is sit around and eat. But for the world to say that all I'm doing is sitting around and eat when I'm starving was horrible, because anybody, any size can starve. And we are just conditioned to not care about folks in larger
Stuck
bodies.
in the toilet. I think it broke the seat.
Okay. And this is not a good situation with Lupe.
We'll figure it out.
She's putting a lot of strain on her heart right now. So we're calling an emergency crew to help her get up immediately, because she can easily go to cardiac arrest and there'll be nothing we can do about it. So they need to act fast.
Welcome to another episode of me watching a very long episode of something or a movie and summarizing it just for you. If you are new here, hi, my name is Jasmine. I do movie reviews, I do TV commentary. Sometimes I cover odd news stories because there's only a tiny percentage of the population that is willing to watch the entire 90 to 120 minutes of My 600-Pound Life. And I am in that group. Have a seat. I love that little chair. My 600-Pound Life is on season 13. Over the years, we've seen people eat themselves into disability or even to the point of not living anymore.
You think it's funny? And now you're playing this kind of game?
I eat what I can keep down.
That's how it works. You throw up constantly because the surgery forces you to when you overeat now.
I think my problem is I'm holding a lot of fluid. I can't hardly pee.
Really?
I don't want to get malnourished either.
Do you look like you're malnourished? So if you eat less, you lose weight, right?
Yes.
Okay, because you eat less.
Yes.
If you eat less, you lose weight.
I'm not eating. I'm telling you.
And this is for Freddie.
She didn't eat anything. That was me.
They usually rely on others completely for their care, abandoning everything from their kids to their hygiene. We have witnessed as Dr. Now broke it down, saying you cannot retain 700 pounds of water.
It was fluid up. She can't help it.
You're not 700 pounds of water. Do you think I'm stupid? I don't understand that when you retain water, the water is not coming from the air.
This is a Where Are They Now episode that features siblings Shantel and Carlton. My younger brother and I sometimes train in the gym together. It makes resting in between sets less awkward because there's always somebody using the machine. But sometimes we train together because we have similar genetics and we have a similar build. We're both relatively tall, broad shoulders, big hands, a lot of upper body strength. We have long arms and legs. It makes sense to have these together in the episode because they're in the same house. They're going to be doing the same program. They live in their parents' house with Chantel's husband, her kids, and their other brother. Carlton is so heavy, he's dependent on his brother.
Here comes another day of things I can't do. I'm too big now. Cash is my younger brother. He does everything for me.
He had to go to the bathroom in his room, in a bag, in a trash can.
My sister's pretty much living the same life as me, right upstairs.
But they're both adults now, stuck in the cycle of poor eating.
I mostly just stay in my room on his bed most of the day. I still have a little bit of mobility. In the morning, Michael gets up and he gets the kids ready.
Everyone was right. There's almost no single people on this show. Does that make you feel better?
It's been years since I've been out of the house.
My worst fear is Shantel dying. I want a life. I want to live. But the only way to do that is to lose weight.
They decided to move to Houston as a family.
I don't go out and do anything or see anyone except online. I actually have been talking to someone online for the past year.
That means there's someone for everyone, I guess? I don't know what the lesson is. So Carlton met this woman online and she just showed up at his house.
Hey!
Invited. But still.
His weight doesn't bother me. I want to be with him.
Why would his weight bother her anyways? She's overweight too. It's always somebody who's like slightly less overweight that's taking care of the overweight person. I noticed that in the show too. There's always like either a friend that's slightly less overweight or like a parent or a sibling or the caretaker is still overweight. There was one where Dr. Now's patient was actually a nurse and she was over 500 pounds. I don't know how she was able to do that for work. But yeah, why would his weight bother her anyways? She's overweight too, just not to the extent that he is.
I'm in so much pain right now, more than I have felt in my entire life.
5 days on the road is completely insane. I would actually lose my sanity if I had to be in the car for 5 days straight with someone.
Carlton and Shantel Oglesby called me to tell me they are both in a lot of pain right now. So what's going on with your eating habit?
There it is. Dr. Now wastes absolutely no time. Get to the eating habits.
I eat like fast food and
I eat a lot. I eat constantly.
I have this show on sometimes in the background while I'm cleaning. It's kind of like when you watch watch Hoarders and you feel the itch to clean your house immediately. The episodes also have the strange ability to drag on but also hooking you in so that you keep watching. Eventually you're seated on the couch with your egregious snacks, and somehow the snack that you're eating is also the snack that the 900-pound person is eating.
We get a very bad dynamic of household. Everybody is using each other to get what they want, which is food. You all ready to make some changes and change your life and be healthy and have a future together?
Of course they're ready, Dr. Now. They have no choice but to be ready. This is rock bottom.
Yes, I am. I'm ready because this life isn't good.
Carlton weighs in at 786 pounds and Shantel weighs in at 638 pounds. Together they weigh a total of 1,424 pounds. The hospital visit ended up not being an emergency. The first visit to Dr. Now's office is really just a second eye-opening experience.
Oh, man.
To be down to Dr. Now's goal, I have to be under 578 now.
6 pounds.
You know, the instruction we gave you when you were in hospital, was that enough?
We're not saying that, but maybe we needed a bit more specifics. We had an idea, but we need a bit more, push.
This show really displays people's lack of knowledge about nutrition.
We have to get you to see a therapist to figure out what is you driving you to eat.
At the therapist, they show that they were parentified at a young age and are codependent right down to their eating habits. Going to therapy is a crucial part of this process because they need to get down to the root of their eating habit. Not just the fact that they're eating a lot, but why they're doing it, how they feel when they're eating excessively, what is driving them to eat as much as 4 people in one sitting. I've seen episodes where the patient refuses therapy multiple times and then they never progress. No matter how many times Dr. Now tells them to go to therapy.
Excited to see the progress that we both made today. That means I have to be at 512 today.
And Shantel lost a whopping 130 pounds. That's amazing.
So I'm really happy right now.
While Carlton lost 132 pounds. See, this is why it can be good to go to therapy and following Dr. Now's words, focusing on protein.
How y'all doing? Alright, so Shantel, you're down to 502. You're almost gonna get in 400s, huh?
They both got approved for weight loss surgery and everybody's happy. The end.
So that's great. I'm proud of you. So I'm gonna go ahead and approve you for weight loss surgery.
That definitely sounds good. Thank you.
Carlton takes out the trash all by himself while Shantel, who wants to take a walk, tries to motivate him to go with her.
Hey, you wanna go for a walk?
No, this is my.
This is an example of them trying to work past their codependency.
My back already hurts. My stomach hurts. It's hot and it's too
Come on,
bright.
let's go.
Despite Carlton not taking the walk, Shantel did it on her own anyways.
That. I thought I could do it, but I couldn't do it.
That was hard, but I did it. I knew I could, and I knew that Carlton could too, if he had just pushed himself. And I'm supposed to be losing at least 25 pounds a month.
393.
Only 12 pounds since the last weigh-in, 50% of what Dr. Now wanted.
I'm not as low as I was hoping, but it could be worse. And he said he was supposed to lose 30 to get down to 498 today.
525.
Well, clearly he didn't teach you enough because you, Carlton, have only lost 3 pounds, which is basically nothing. He is not going to be impressed, I already know. This is the face of a man suffering from chronic disappointment in other people. Every single episode we see this face. He's losing faith in you already. This is strike 1 face. Whenever they say,
I'm sticking to the diet for the most part.
that always translates to,
I'm still eating whatever I want for the most part.
I know that because every time they say that, it's before a weigh-in, and the weigh-in's always nowhere near the original goal. We've watched people down a pound of bacon, a dozen eggs, soda, cookies, cereal, 9 burritos, 5 burgers. And no matter what, one of my favorite parts of some of these episodes is when the patient decides that they know more about weight loss and nutrition than the doctor. So they start their prescription for weight loss in their own way. Somehow they instantly possess the knowledge on how to quickly reduce body fat. They've got it down. With Dr. Now, they have somehow absorbed all of this information and they are ready to continue eating their snacks. That 600 pounds of extra adipose tissue is just gonna fall off.
If you think you figure out the solution, then why are you talking to me?
I just need another chance, please.
Eating the food that belonged to the next 4 years ahead of time.
I know, but I worked really hard. I still have to eat something.
No. So you need to get away from this idea that you're obligated to eat all the time or at least once or twice a day. If you go without food, nothing is going to happen to you. And you're not following what we're telling you.
I need 1 more month.
Lose 60 pounds in 2 months from now.
I will. Thanks, Dr. Now.
That takes care of that. Shantel doesn't need any walking aids, no wheelchair or anything anymore. To me, it looked like she was still taking it a bit more seriously than her brother. Dr. Now told Carlton his ideal weight is 220 pounds.
My goal is to just work hard.
We've reached month 9 where Carlton takes the initiative to get his butt up and exercise.
I've been walking back and forth because I'm still not comfortable walking outside yet because I'm still wary of people just watching me. Monica, she's just always telling me, hey, you can do it.
At least his girlfriend encourages positive behaviors. We don't always see that in this show. Usually it's the significant other enabling them to eat 10,000 calories a day. One thing I do remember from the original episode was even though Shantel and Carlton lived in the same house, they lived in separate parts of the house and they were so immobile that they hadn't seen each other in years.
I'm pregnant. I haven't told Carlton. I'm not going to tell Dr. Nell either right now. Last time I was at 393 and it's been 2 months. And I'm supposed to be losing at least 25 pounds a month.
You are in trouble. Wait till Dr. Nell finds out.
I'm telling you.
Despite all of that, Shantel still loses another 29 pounds and Carlton loses another 19 pounds. Dr. Nell's frown is turning upside down. Huh?
I feel like I pushed myself a little too hard. My left knee has been really sore since.
Well, your joints are going to be sore when you're putting so much weight on your knees. Plus, pregnancy makes you miserable, or so I've heard. But I know that to be morbidly obese and pregnant at the same time has got to be so terrible.
But I know Dr. Nell is going to be asking me some questions because I had less and less energy the further I get in my pregnancy.
The fact that she was even able to get pregnant is shocking.
I had to tell Carlton that I hurt my knee to explain why I haven't been matching his efforts in our workout.
Her initial weight loss must have jump-started her hormones, which is a common thing that happens. It did happen with Amy Slayton twice. She hasn't told anyone either.
And I've been sticking to my diet in front of him because I want him to stay motivated and I don't want to be a negative influence on him.
Shantel has more difficulties and she's been keeping her pregnancy a secret, which I don't think is a good idea.
I know I've given in a few times, but I've been hiding it from Carlton and hiding the fact that I'm eating for 2.
I think she should have told Dr. Now in the first place because she would have gotten help for that a lot earlier.
The timing isn't right for me to share that I'm pregnant yet because Carlton is starting to do this on his own and I'm worried that he's going to start to slip up when I stop doing it with him.
Because she's a bariatric patient, Dr. Now would be able to guide her through this and she might have had less difficulty.
I was at 364 last time. I should be 50 pounds down and at 314 today.
Shantel has gained 9 pounds and Carlton has lost another 29 pounds.
I'm really disappointed.
I've been eating twice a day. I'm constantly hungry.
That's great.
As we can see, she's reverted to using a walker.
Even though Carlton did better, I'm still not reaching my goal.
She never broke the news to Dr. Now.
I haven't felt like cooking or making anything.
15 months into this process, and had she paid more attention to the bariatric diet, she would have still been able to eat nutritious food and saved money by preparing her own meals.
We've been going out to eat a lot more. I've still been trying to eat healthy, but not as strict on things since I'm focused on my pregnancy.
They all could have pitched in and done their meal prep every week. If she is that exhausted from carrying a baby, because pregnancy sounds really awful to be honest. If she is that exhausted from carrying a baby, then her husband, her brother, and his girlfriend could have all helped in preparing meals each week. I think Carlton's girlfriend lives with them. Many hands make the work light. That's a lot of adults. They could have gotten all of that meal prep done in just a few hours each Sunday or whatever day works best.
After me and Carlton's last appointment about 4 months ago, I told him I was pregnant and he was upset. Not that I was pregnant, but that I hadn't told him for months and that he felt like he was going to have to keep working on things alone. We were supposed to do this together, and Carlton's big fear that he told me was that he wouldn't be able to do it on his own.
Oh, how true those words are. Being pregnant is not an excuse to eat poorly, especially if you were previously eating very well and now you're just resorting to fast foods, highly processed foods. Your pregnancy is going to be a lot more difficult. If you know how to eat properly and you know exactly what works for you, it's not a reason to go back to eating fast food. That's like if I use the excuse that my period cravings make me eat junk food, even though I logically know what foods I should be eating, and eating a lot of bad foods makes your periods a lot worse. Even though like that time of the month completely wipes me out, I usually try to do my meal prep as early as possible, or I just lay out foods that I know that I'm going to have to cook maybe on a couple of days ahead of time. That way I don't eat what I shouldn't, because eating a lot of junk food is not part of my everyday eating anymore. A uterus that sheds every month should absolutely not have to endure you eating 200 grams of sugar a day just because you have cravings.
It has been almost a year and a half since I have seen or heard from Shantel and Carlton.
He wants to know if they're even alive. So after 2 years, Carlton and Shantel haven't been to the doctor.
During pandemic, we set up telemedicine appointments, and they didn't follow with me or any of them. Shantel, this is Dr. Jordan. Shantel finally called me back a week ago. She let me know all that happened to them over the past year and a half.
A lot of people use the COVID era to overeat. A lot of people gained weight. For some reason, they thought that they shouldn't leave their house at all and couldn't exercise at all, even if they weren't sick.
Shantel told me they both gained weight, but I was shocked to see how much.
All that work went out the window.
661.8.
Carlton is over 600 pounds once again, and Shantel is over 500 pounds.
Carlton gained almost 200 pounds.
Well, if it isn't the consequences of not listening to the doctor. They're back where they started, all that work, and they have nothing to show for it now.
506.8.
And Shantel gained 135 pounds.
Every time I see a patient gain this much weight, I'm like, did Dr. Now's book just like mysteriously vanish? I know you're supposed to read that and read the paperwork that he gives you every day. So Dr. Now ends up having to go in and check their surgery site to see how much of that was undone.
If that's the case, we're gonna have to start all over again. After a year of overeating, Shantel has completely stretched her stomach back out.
Both of them stretched out their stomachs at this point. 12 months of getting an eating routine down is plenty of time to have it turn into a regular everyday process. I don't know, but maybe that's just me.
Carlton and me had a big fight, so I couldn't get him to agree to go back to Dr. Now. He didn't want another surgery and to go through all that again, and wants to try and lose weight on his own.
Chantel goes to the next doctor appointment by herself.
So I was just doing the diet and exercising myself, and I made some good progress. But shortly after all that happened with Carlton, I found out I was pregnant again.
You're pregnant again? You know what? Never mind. I'm gonna shut up.
Dr. Now convinced me to come back, even if I'm pregnant, for a checkup.
This is like the same way I reacted when I found out one of my friends was having her third kid. She was right. Carlton would stop doing the hard work, and she's also pregnant again.
496.
And she has lost a small amount of weight again.
Carlton wants to focus on his life and what he has going on. He and Monica got engaged. I'm gonna keep going on my own then.
You're not supposed to get bigger during pregnancy when you're at 500 pounds already.
So you're gonna stick with the program and you're gonna try to lose some weight.
I don't know how much I can do until I have the baby, but I'm going to try.
She is not going to wither away anytime soon.
Well, you need to keep your weight gain during pregnancy to proper minimum. Stick with the diet we give you during pregnancy, but then after surgery, you go back to 1200 calorie diet. Then we consider a revision of weight loss surgery for you.
What are you doing? Can you not stick your claws into my green screen? Thank you. My cat likes my green screen. See, didn't I tell you he had other things to follow during a pregnancy? He would have given her this other pregnancy diet the first time around.
So that's will be the plan that you're gonna have to show me that you're serious about it. Do you think you can do that?
Yes, I do, because I really want to. I wanted to extend my family, but I also know my health is important. I need to get on, where I need to be. So I paused.
Well, that's why he's the doctor and you aren't. You can still lose body fat. Once again, he told you exactly what to do.
Like, I lost weight, but I stopped. But once the baby is gone, I'm 100% going to stick to it.
Not only do these people eat enough for a family of 5, they think that lying to Dr. Now about their eating habits is going to fast track them to bariatric surgery. Really? The doctor who has a book called The Scale Doesn't Lie, People Do, and they would know that if they read this book like they're supposed to. And Dr. Now Zaradan just stares at them in disbelief.
So that's going to be a good positive thing that, you're going to have to do this together.
She got my support 100%. So we're going to exercise, we're going to eat right, we're going to do what we have to do to get to our goal. So that's the plan. She's important to me right now.
Follow this diet we're going to give you during the pregnancy. Then after pregnancy, you stick with 1200 calorie diet.
She also said that she didn't want to continue the program if Carlton wasn't going to do it, so they had a falling out, and then she also said she doesn't want to leave him behind. So the codependency is still there. Why does her progress have to depend on her brother?
And I'm not gaining right now. The weight gain I was seeing every month has stopped. Just to be able to spend time with my children, even pregnant, is really important to me. A couple years ago, I wasn't even able to take one step or a few steps without being winded.
I got you.
Some of her kids are overweight too, and the doctor told her she needed to set a healthy example for them. That was quite an episode, and it answers the question of whether or not obesity is genetic. Also, Dr. Now had a meet and greet open house at his clinic a few weeks back. And there you have it. That was a Where Are They Now episode. Thank you so much. Subscribe and hit the bell to get notified every time I upload so you don't miss anything. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Because there can only be one champion, there can never be two.